yo. I'm telling you.
Oh, this is why they can't hear. Bear with us, everybody on TikTok. We getting Instagram together. We getting Instagram together right now.
So you ain't gonna be able to stop eating them candies.
I'm busting this joints down right now. Yeah, we should go. We should be good now. We should be good now.
I said it's quite a candy fanatic.
My soul was good. Instagram should be able to hear us. I know TikTok can hear us. I know TikTok can hear us. But shout out to everybody jumping on. We good now. Thank you. I'm busting out these gummies. Why are you getting these gummies? You don't bring them.
Yeah.
But shout out to everybody jumping on. We back on another Sunday. I'm Spud Brooklyn.
I'm Nate.
And this is Dungeon Talk. So I thank you all for joining us as always. You know, this is where we bring living room conversation right to the phone. Been some, these joints.
Take them.
See the Jolly Rancher joints. These joints is like drugs.
Take them. Put them in your pocket.
I'm gonna take one more.
Put them in your pocket.
I'm gonna take three more.
Put them in your pocket. Put them in your pocket because you don't want them later.
I'm gonna put them away because I'm gonna keep eating them. All right, y'all. Sorry, busting these down. Yo, so everybody out there, please. And one thing we say, we welcome. This is very interactive, so please feel free to add some new information or some stuff that's going on that y'all want to talk about. Feel free. But one of the hot things that's been in the conversation is Big U.
Yeah, man.
That Big U situation is crazy.
It's real crazy, man. It's real crazy.
You know what's crazy though? My man said, "Thank you for the birthday wishes, my brother." Ace,
what up, Ace?
I don't know why you gave me these Jolly Ranchers. These joints is banging, boy. You know what's real crazy though with this Big U thing, man? These brothers be going online and they just like, I don't know what they be thinking in their head.
It's like they did a robbery, I'm telling you. And they looked in the camera. They don't care no more, bro.
They did a robbery.
They did a robbery. Hey, it's me. I'm telling you, they bugging out.
They be like, yo, you did the robbery with a revolver. No, actually it was a 9mm.
Yeah, tell you the whole situation.
Yeah, man, they cracked down. I don't know the overall count of how many people they cracked down, but it was like his whole set almost got cracked down on.
It's crazy, bro. It's bugged out, man. Like, and then the internet is like, you don't know what to believe on there, bro. They got so many goddamn stories of the whole situation, bro. It's bugged out.
Yeah, you think? I know there's been captions that someone told, or someone ratted, or XYZ, but for the most part, they've been telling on themselves for years.
Somebody said something.
Of course,
somebody said something. Somebody that's affiliated with them that got caught or is in their camp somewhere. Somebody said something, bro.
But the true to life thing is, it's rarely any case that is underway or victorious in the eye of the law that it wasn't by corroborated stories. No case. I don't want to say no case, but if not the high percentage of cases, that's what it's. He said, "What we talking about? We talking about the Big U. We talking about Big U. His whole team, or his affiliates. They raided on all of them and arrested them on all kind of indictments and the feds is funny. They put embezzlement.
Listen,
you know how they work.
It's more crazy. I ain't gonna front. They would have had to chase me. I'm not going in. I'm sorry. I won't turn myself in, bro. Not for the charges that's just crazy. And whoever told or whoever singing, they going down.
And this been stewing
a long time, bro.
I heard on one post, and again, we don't know what's true or false. On online, you can never tell what's true or false. But I heard on one post that half of the stuff that they were bringing up in the court documents was stuff from all the podcasters. Like all the stuff that they were saying through the podcasting was making the stories accurate. Like it was collaborating with the stories that they were getting.
I watched one the other day with Gilly and Wallow, and him and Wack was on there at the same time, and he was saying like a lot of stuff.
Who? Oh, Big U.
Big U and Wack 100 was on there together. Wack, they was on there together, and they was talking, and Wack was asking them questions, and like he was replying to them. He don't care. Not everybody coming out saying he was extorting them, paying people. People was paying them. It's just crazy. His situation is crazy, bro.
I don't know what, like this social media era, and I always use era. I always use era because I don't want to say generation, because obviously Wack is not from this generation, but he's caught up in this era. But this social media era is crazy, bro. The what people will do to get that look,
The fame.
Like now they just tell it. Like before, people would front.
You say anything you want
and lie to get the fame. Now it's like people are just telling the truth. Like, yo, nah, I'm the one who robbed them. It was me. It wasn't so and so.
Yeah.
People up there telling,
they
like,
get a kick out of that, bro.
like the truth. And it's like, I know we're in the time of telling our stories and everybody sharing, but it's like if you in the street and you did your dirt, there is a place for that, and I think it's getting gray. The place is getting gray. People are forgetting
where they are,
and
what they talking on.
What they talking on. Like, so caught up in the
they
like,
don't even care,
like,
bro.
comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell button.
Yeah.
Like it's so fluent in just that phrase. People are forgetting, bro.
And they get on under the camera and just start yapping. Forgot that they even said it, and then they go back to the videotape.
So there's one video with Adam 22, and I can't like between Adam 22 and Vlad, the way they host, bro. We crack jokes about it online and you see it, but the way they host is like they building cases, bro.
Yeah, that's why you gotta watch what you say on these lines, bro. You really do, because you don't know who watching, bro. And you know what? Half of the people probably know who watching, and they just don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care, but they care after they start. They looking for me, man. You should have kept your mouth closed. Everybody got to get a fame. I shot this guy, or whatever you did. Like, keep it to yourself. That's why I love back in the days. We ain't had none of this. Yeah. We had none of this. So if you had a problem with anybody, you got to deal with that.
Maso said, yo, I realized it became okay to snitch with the whole 6ix9ine thing. Like, nothing happened to him, even when he came back out, came back to BK. And yeah, nothing happened to him.
You can't do nothing to him. He's a federal informant.
Right.
You can't do nothing to him. And if you can, like, listen, man, the kid is he's not a gang member,
no,
bro.
He's not.
And for them to even put him in a situation like that, you gotta expect that, bro.
And that's that, like on the 6ix9ine situation, even though it's old, the way they handled that situation, they were very disorganized with protecting their money. They treated that situation like how they treat a jugs.
They were jugging.
You jug it and to the max, and then you go. But that was their pipeline,
and they kept doing it.
And they kept doing it, and then they were abusing them, and like you. And if you know son ain't really about that, y'all was supposed to play your hand a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't had to. You could have did other ways and other means
Because now look, the situation, the money's dried up.
He ain't got nothing.
And them.
Yeah, they sitting behind bars.
That was your pipeline. Now you up top with sitting on calendars. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, like, even that's what I mean. Like, even the streets got into this social media campaign. that social media mind frame is in our day to day life. I mean, we can't escape it. I'm not gonna sit here and say like I don't even do it. Like we can't escape it, but you gotta know the fine lines.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta know the fine lines, and it's like right now them fine lines is weird, bro.
They just recruiting anybody, man. And that's the final, like, they just recruiting people just, I don't know. Like, the whole thing now is not like before. Because when you into something, you really into something, and you got to keep quiet.
Yeah, back in the days when you was into something, you did everything in your power to look like you wasn't.
Like you wasn't. And now it's like, they glorify it. Look, what's son? Clay Flocks. Look at him. He another one.
Yo, his situation crazy.
He's another one.
His situation crazy.
I don't even know if what he understands he's gonna go through, because he don't have no idea.
Yo, but the K Flock situation, right? There's an individual in his camp that got shot, right? He got shot. So K Flock goes to the hospital, like, oh, and then dude like, yo, we gotta swing back. So he go back in essence of his man who got shot. You know that dude who told on him?
Come on, so what you doing?
The dude told him. Dude,
but what?
And then the crazy part, the dude says, "Yeah, you know, I got shot, so he came to see me, and then for me, he went and like, damn, bro.
What he thought though? I want to know what he thought.
Like
he didn't do it.
But the mind frame, right? This is the mind frame that's killing me. This is the part that's killing me. Out of all the things you snitched on your man for, you gonna snitch on your man for holding you down. Like, that's like a double
slap in the face.
Double whammy, bro.
He don't listen, man. That's why I tell you they just put anybody down. Cause you should do your research before you do little bad things. You know, bad things happen when you get into stuff like this. And you just can't put anybody. You put them in situations, and when that hot light come on them, when they sit in front of the police, everything go another route. They give you government, they give you moms, they give everything. Oh, I ain't tell. But you was tough when you did it. Whatever you did, you was tough. That's why this generation and whatever they doing, listen, and a lot of old dudes should be ashamed of themselves for even letting these generation do the stupid stuff, because they're going to be involved in the dumb stuff too. So they don't realize they involved in the whole thing too.
Do you feel like, from your point of view and the information that we've been able to gather, do you feel like hosts like Adam 22 or Vlad, that they part of like
all of it,
right?
You know, I'm happy that we don't you don't allow like certain things up here. You know, we don't talk about things like that because we're not affiliated to anything of that. And to ask people questions like that, we incriminating them. Even we on camera.
Yeah. Like
we incriminate. Like, why would we go in your personal life?
Why would you go somewhere where they ask you that?
Like, I'm gonna sit there and ask you, yo, what was the time you did? No, that's not my business.
So what crime did you get away with?
Yeah.
So, when I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about?
Nah,
man?
Bro. I'm sorry, man. I just think even with the snitching thing, man, people say a lot of, I don't snitch or whatever, man. Listen, man, people been snitching forever, bro.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous now. They coming out with paperwork, and come on, bro. You know what you went outside with.
Yeah.
When you sit in a cell and you realize, like, damn, I should have never went with this dude. Listen, you know what you went outside with, man.
It's a different playing field, like when you cross the lines and you sitting in a cell, bro. It's a different playing field, and if you can't play on the street, which I don't want to say chances are you'll be playing on that side of the fence, but that side, it's a duality. It's close by. If you're in the streets, prison is close by. Yeah. You might be able to evade it, but it's close by. You know that. You know what I'm saying? So
it's just, if you can't handle what you're doing, don't do it. Don't do it, or don't try to be something that you're not. Because in prison you got to fight. And a lot of these people can't fight. They can't fight. So if
Can't
you
fight.
can't fight,
Can't fight.
you was in the streets. You
and-
probably was that dude.
And hand-to-hand combat is completely
Is
like,
raw.
like knife. I remember the first time. Like I remember the first time where dude had a dude back down in his cell. Dude cannot go nowhere, and he said to him, "Get your knife." He could have duffed him out. He could have did what he did. Nah, get your knife. Come on, we're gonna go over here. Like he had him, and he said to him, "Yo, get your knife. Let's do this." And I was like, "Oh snap!" And I watched him get his knife. He shouldn't have went and got his knife. Because when Son said, "Get your knife," Son had the knife work. That's why he said to you, "Nah, I ain't gonna pluck you out. Go get your knife." And what I saw, like, it was like movie. I was 21. I was 21, kid.
Look at the age you
21. I was 21 watching that. Like, my man said, "Get your knife, kid." I never seen skin get poked so much in my life, bro.
It's a whole different ball
It's
game,
a different
bro.
ball game.
You know, and Big U been in jail he been in jail. So it's like he looked like he don't even care, bro. He don't even care. I watched a video that I thought Nipsey was his man. I thought that was his man.
So they were, but there was a fight. And you know, they call it a DP. There was supposedly a DP where Nip and Big U had a fight, and then Big U started to fight, I think, not the Pop, someone else.
Black Sam?
But the brother shot the gun in the air to dissolve it. So there was a discrepancy. And you know, they talk about that it was studio equipment. Some people say that Nip was just like, "Nah, I'm not paying." But he was like strong arming Nip and stuff like that. And
yeah,
this is a bunch of stories collaborated. You know what I'm saying? But the DP, which what they call as a discipline, usually the head gotta grant that. So if you violate the laws of the crew, you get a DP, which means we square up and we gotta fight. So there was something that happened where Nip was ordered to fight, and there was a fight. No one specifies, you know, what happened, but they do say that the brother grabbed a hammer, he shot in the air to break it up. So
you know that's like when we was kids, but your gang was your block. So I didn't realize, like, when I was on my block, we had to fight even if we didn't was involved with like another block came. You know, now it's like they just give you something, or you that dude. No, you don't fight, bro. What are you gonna do in jail?
yeah,
When they put you in a different dorm with all the dudes that's another gang that you're not.
yeah, I've seen that too.
Yeah, the COs don't care.
I've seen that too. I seen some walk on the dorm or the cell block and like, "Yo, I'm gonna go all out." I saw some like, "No, CO, I can't live here." Like I've seen the different hot and cold of those situations, and I've also seen dudes that I grew up seeing in the street, like super thug, and up north, I'm like, "Yo, what up?" They're like, "Yo," and I'm like, "Yo, I'm so and so little brother, man." He like, "Oh, word," and then I spin off, and dudes is like, "Yo, no, son ain't good. Nah, he's scary. Ah, he's scary. Me, he's scary. Yo, so they pressing him. They pressing him.
Okay, can't fight.
I'm like, they pressing him.
Can't fight,
Like,
bro.
son was the super crazy dude on the Ave as a kid. I was on the block walking to school, seeing these dudes hold it down, and then now I'm up north with them, and I'm like, dang, you can't even go in the yard.
Can't
I'm in the
fight,
yard
bro.
looking at y'all like, how y'all can't come in the yard, bro?
Can't fight, bro. My family tell me stories, and I'll be like, yo, I know dudes that was tough in the street with the hammer. They go there, bro. They like quiet as a mouse. They turn like a religion. Like
Yeah.
listen. You tough outside. It's a whole different ball game, bro.
It's different. It's different.
There's people in there that's not even playing. They going there for keeps.
Prison taught me how to fight.
Yeah, it should make a lot of people learn how to fight.
It taught me how to fight. Like I fought as a kid in the street, and you threw a few punches and all that. But like the sweet science of fighting, I learned in prison. Bro.
You have to, Spud. You can't live in there without.
Yeah. I learned how to fight in prison. Man.
And a knife is like a. It's like a gun. It's a real gun. Like they say, it's your gun.
That's what they say.
Go get your gun. Go get your gun.
Get your gun.
So if you get it, and a lot of dudes ain't good with these, man. They don't even know how to like. I just feel bad for people that like 6ix9ine knew he would have never made it in jail.
He was straight fooled.
He would have been done off, bro. Once he would have went through the side, whatever.
He would have been straight fooled, especially under them circumstances. He would have been straight fooled because he would have had his own set. And then he would have had other sets. Then he would have had those who just hunt the bills. Like, they got bounty hunters. They got
rat killers.
They got rat killers. Yeah. They got bounty hunters. They got dudes up north that ain't got nothing else to do, and they'll take the tab.
Yeah.
They'll take the tab. Like, where he at? I got him. So they got that. And then they got somebody who just need that rep. I'm going to stall on him. He's he's straight food, but he was food. He was a full course meal, dessert included.
He would have not made it. Once he would have he would have never made it in there, bro. He can't fight. Listen, he would have had to put himself in PC. They would have sent somebody to PC to kill him too, bro.
And the thing with prison, right? The thing with prison. Shout out to Hey Sir, next song. We were talking about Big U and just the internet and stuff like that, just to fill you in. But the thing about prison too, right? The core of it ain't even how nice your hands is. That's the cherry on top. If you could throw your hands, it's cool. But it's a certain heart.
You need heart
because I know a few dudes who can't throw hands, but they got no problems up north because whatever they throw. They throwing it everywhere they see you. Everywhere they see you, kid. Visit room, it don't matter. Like, these dudes is like, gladiators. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's about, like, how you put your heart. He said podcast professionals turn to police now. We just was talking about that.
Yeah. But, that's why you need those people that get on them podcasts need to watch what they say. And they get on there because those people got a little platform. That platform could be your last platform.
It is. And as much as we hate or can hate for those who might not, but much hate like the Vlads and the Adam 22s or even the WAC 100s. If you know the angle that they go, and you still put yourself in that situation to talk about it, after a while, I can't even blame them. I'm looking at you like you's a fool.
And it ain't one person. They go right one after another.
One after another.
Like, you didn't just hear what he just asked them, like, on the camera? And they keep asking it constantly. And people, one go there, the next go there. The next go there. Like, how many guys you got to see go down? And they go down by, it's like dominoes.
This is... I mean, I know in the early 2000s, they had the hip hop police and all that. But right now, this is like the hip hop. Forget the hip hop police. This is the hip hop FBI, CIA going on.
Yep.
The way they just knocking off crews and rappers and
they just taking them down slowly. Down. Yeah. Sooner
going down.
I didn't even know Fabio Foreign was in jail.
Yes?
He's in jail.
I didn't know that.
He's in jail. He's in jail for pointing a hammer at a lady in Jersey. He in jail. He been in jail since January.
He pointed a hammer at a lady?
At a lady. At a lady, bro. And look, nobody know that. Nobody know. And the internet, once the internet there's another kid that just got charged with double murder. Another rapper.
Kid from Texas?
I forget his name, but I know he got like so I don't know his name. I don't even know his name, but he got double murder too.
Yeah.
These dudes are crazy. They get money.
He said most of these dudes in the Midwest and the West Coast, they spilling their guts. And
Oh, that's his name.
oh yeah, Yellow Breezy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yellow Breezy.
He's right. He's right.
Yellow Breezy.
That's
Yellow
the
Breezy.
kid that just got charged with double murder.
Yellow Breezy.
And look, they
And
all
so there's a if it's Yellow Breezy, I believe it is. He was on Vlad, and there's a clip of Vlad asking him about the dude, and he's like this. I don't know who that is. He played it cool, but just for Vlad to even ask that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, to see the clip, like, these dudes is doing the interrogating job for the police, man, and artists are falling into it because they getting the views and they getting the looks and they getting all that. Like the looks and the likes is people's downfall, man. You know what I'm saying? And a little bag, what Vlad pay you a little bag?
To go up there to tell you this, but you can tell on yourself. So your bag is not nothing because you're gonna end up in jail.
You gonna sit? You sitting with a rep.
Listen, the rep ain't gonna help you.
It ain't. You know
that's
why?
not gonna help you because you're nobody after 2 or 3 months.
Not
you're done off.
We gonna be here, not just us. Everybody else gonna be up here talking about, yo, so and so's a fool.
Yeah, that's right.
So and so stupid. So and so told on themselves. Like,
you know, one thing that 6ix9ine did say that bugged me out when he said. When they asked me, he said, I was telling off the rip. He said, I swear to God, bro. He said it just like that. He didn't say nothing. He said, yo, I was telling off the rip. This when he first came out, he said, yo, I was telling off the rip. And Survivor came on, he said, on the TV. He said, if I did the time, who's going to feed my moms? Who's going to feed my daughter? And I'm looking at this stupid dude like, bro. Why did you do that anyway? You were screaming all this. I know they ain't put nothing to your head, and you didn't even care.
But it goes back to the fame, bro. Like,
listen, man.
It's all fun and game for the fame. It's all fun and game for the look. You know what I'm saying? And then when things get real, that's when everybody want to say, yo, I was just having fun and games. I ain't really about that. I'm not really about that. But if you move in the about that movement or energy, then you get the repercussions of the about that. That was the law of the land.
You know, Spud. You know that we was talking before we got on. The dude Source Walker, I think his name is
Source Walker.
Source Walker. You know, I don't know. I know people know that he got they shot at him or whatever, but
they killed his artist too.
He ended up calling his father and telling his father. He said, yo, Dad, how many times the house got shot at? He said 45. His father is telling him this. Like, yo, they shot the house when I was 14, 45 times. He said, I ain't new to this. And on the side of them, you see all lean bottles, bro. I'm like, look at this. Look at, I'm like, you got to be stupid, bro. You really got to be stupid.
I never saw that.
Yeah, look on it. You'll see it today. He's on there. Yo. Doing the most stupidest things in the world, bro. Like getting shot or being shot, shooting somebody is not cool, bro.
It ain't cool.
You know, if you really that dude and like go outside and figure something out, bro. Then you wearing jewelry. You wearing hundreds of $1,000s worth of jewelry, bro. You just bringing more of attention to you just to get up on that camera.
But my thing. If I got $100,000 chain on, right? If I got $100,000 chain on, I don't need to be doing none of that dumb shit.
You shouldn't be outside.
Even if you outside,
but chilling. You outside chilling.
It's no more like we grow up with this. Yo, I want to get out. I want to make something different. I need more. We grow up in hardship. We grow up in it, and then we get a little break. Sometimes we get big breaks. And we get opportunities and situations that could take us different places. And even if it's not stardom, enough to live. And then what we do, we go back with this new reward, this new financial gain to amplify our hardship. So we go back to the block where we don't gotta be no more.
I'm not. First of all, if we got money like that, we ain't got to do none of that. We could chill. And I don't want to put my peoples in no jeopardy to be outside fronting. Because I don't think nobody need to see that but when we do certain things.
Yeah.
It don't make no sense to go outside And especially if you can't handle yourself. If you can't handle yourself, you shouldn't have none of that on your body. And there's a lot of people, like you say, these social medias and stuff like that got their head boosted up. They forget there's real people out there that really want to take your head off for that.
50 Cent said something that was real dope. I don't want to say dope. That was real. He was like, "Yo, for every dude who got their chain and their jewelry on and be like, I dare somebody rob me. I dare. I'ma lay him in the dirt. There's the same equal counterpart that says, I dare him come over here with that jewelry. I'm gonna put him in the dirt." Yeah. And that was real because there's always it said, "Yo, 33 in the third, I got you."
Yeah, he do.
33 in the third, I got you.
You know, and that's for an instance. There's a dude outside that would match that
energy, bro.
And it's real. Like, people don't understand. They don't, and that's one. Somebody just said you got to move in silence. They can't move in silence though. You know,
shout out to OYC 77.
You know, people don't move in silence. They got to show people what they have, and this is how they get got. You remember back in the days, you got to walk around the block. You got to circle around. You got to see a lot of people. You don't even know who got it anyway. Now you go on this media, everybody got it.
Yeah,
everybody, somebody. So it's like,
yeah, and it took a while for me to even me. It took a while for me to learn that. I don't want to act like I had it right when I first came home and I got a few dollars. I bought a chain. I worked in Far Rockaway, Seagirt Ave and Seagirt Boulevard. There was a clean right. I used to get off at Beach 25th, the jungle, bro, the jungle. I used to get off there chain swinging, and in my head I'm like, I ain't no sucker. I wasn't rah, but I had this confidence. And then it wasn't until one day I was in the city. Years later, I was in the city, and I had my chains out and all that, and I was like, damn, like, I mean no malice. I'm not doing this with no rah-rahness, but that don't mean the wolves. Okay. That don't mean the wolves look at that like, yo, you fronting. And I wasn't fronting. I had my chain. That was what I wanted. And one night coming from a club, I was with my dudes in the car and all that. We jumped out. And I jumped out. And I took my chain. And I remember my man like, Spud, you tucking your chain? And I said, I'm not tucking my chain because I'm scared. I'm tucking my chain because I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, listen.
I know what I'm going to do. And y'all with me. TikTok already banned. TikTok flagged us. Yeah. TikTok flagged us. I don't know what we did right now, but TikTok just flagged us. But I was like, yo, I'm with y'all. Like, why would I put us all in jeopardy right now for the chain? Because I know what we gonna do, and that could just ruin everything we got going on.
And just put everybody in a situation.
So I wasn't scared. I wasn't even scared. I just tucked it because I was like, yo, I'm not messing up the set for now. We having a good time. I got some things going on, and we keep it moving.
You know. Remember how you said, people like controversy and stuff like that. Spud, I watched this and I watched these like stuff on these social medias, and I'd be like, yo, how can people film that? Like hurting, stomping people's faces off, like really violating, bro. And I'm like, damn, this was back I ain't gonna lie, bro. Back in the days, a lot of people would have been in the mud, yo. They'd have been in the mud, yo.
Yeah.
They would have been, it would not even been none of this, bro. I'm telling you, like, I some things I see on here, I'll be like, yo, I can't believe, like, they allowing this.
Yo, the I'm not laughing because it's funny, but I've seen a video, like, two dudes fighting, dude gets stabbed, right? Oh, he dropped to the floor. It's like 9 cameras. And they like, yo, somebody call the police. Somebody call the police. They're like, oh, damn. Look, son got stabbed, bro. Son got stabbed. Yo, call the police. And they scream, yo, somebody call the police. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy, bro. Like,
wow, bro.
Like,
that's the first thing that's the first thing people do.
Call the police.
Hey, listen, now you see, that's the first thing people do. A fight jump off, you see the cameras come out. All the cameras. Yo, look, it's live. Look, they live. Then everybody got footage. I watched a thing yesterday. A dude stole on a dude. Son fell. He got up and popped him. Popped him out of his misery, bro.
Yeah, I seen a
shot
few
him like he just got up and took him out. I'm like, you know what? That's life, bro. It's like it's crazy, bro.
There's a cause and effect, bro. There's a cause and effect. But speaking of the cameras, I think I mentioned this before. I was cutting over the train, and this is when the World Star stuff was happening, and I'm cutting through the path. It was from the L to the 3, I think it is. There's a little path, and I see some kids, and they first thing they do, they got their phones out, and one dude was like World Star. And as soon as I got there, I stole on them. Bing! And they like, yo, what you doing? I'm like, yo, y'all got cameras. Y'all screaming World Star. I refuse to be a video, bro. I refuse to be a video. Now, maybe they was playing. I was the only one on the walkway.
You don't know who they was talking about. You got to defend yourself.
Y'all all together. Y'all got cameras out, and you saying World Star. So I'm like, you know what? At least the footage, unless they docked and edited it, I'm stalling on him. So I stalled on him, bing, and then I backed up. Because the worst thing I'm going to do is run. Because they're going to chase me down. So I'm like, yo, and they're like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm like, yo, y'all screaming World Star and all that. Yo, what you doing? I'm like, oh, my bad. Like, but what y'all, that was my reaction. Because that's what they were doing. Doing that World Star.
Even now, Spud, like, you don't, like, I ain't going to front. I ain't see a fair fight in, like, a long time, bro. But, like, people don't do that no more. Like, yo, I got beef with something. The first thing they do is pull out the cameras. His man in the back probably got the joint on him. Like, listen, these kids they crazy. They wasting their life, bro. They wasting their life. Their life is done before they even think about it, bro.
Please, youngins.
Yeah, chill in the crib, bro. Go to school.
If I'm cutting through and y'all got cameras out, I'm liable to stall on y'all.
Yeah, they don't got no knuckle game,
I'm
bro.
sorry. It's reflex, man.
Listen, you know what? OYC,
dude's knuckle game is weak.
You know, that's one thing that they didn't learn, how to knuckle up.
They don't know.
Nothing.
They ain't
what they do, they slap boxed on that telephone, texting and doing videos. They don't know nothing.
They don't know none of that.
So that's the difference living now.
When you catch a punch, like I told a youngin before, like, you ain't never get punched in your face. There's 2 reactions to getting punched in your face. You either get really good at throwing punches back, or you getting punched up, right? But if you see a behavior response to how people act, a lot of these kids ain't scuffed their knee.
Nothing.
They ain't get a jammy, bust their nose. They ain't even play football in the street. They ain't play tag.
But that's why they
get
in the
hit
crew.
With snowballs.
That's why they in the crew.
Nothing.
That's why they in the crew. That's why they in the crew. They don't know how to fight. So they got 50 other dudes that 49 of them, 30, 48 of them don't know how to fight. One of them know how to fight, but he not fighting.
He not fighting.
Because it's 48 of y'all jumping on the one dude.
And then they don't even know how to jump nobody.
Yeah, and shoot too.
Hitting each other. Like, y'all don't even, like, shoot. Forget about shooting.
Nah, listen.
I saw, and this was out here in this neighborhood. It was right off of Wilson. No, it was off of Knickerbocker. It was in front of a store. It was like a 4-man shootout in close quarters. I'm glad no one got hit, but the amount of shots, like strays and all that, the amount of shots in this circumference was crazy. It was just a bunch of noise with strays, man, endangering people.
I was just telling Bosco on here. A girl took out a hammer. Some girls came to her house in East Baltimore, took out the hammer. They went to her house. They knocked on her door. She came out with the hammer and shot an innocent bystander dead, bro. This week.
Yo, he said, I'm FaceTiming. Yo, on Instagram, if you request to come on the live, I can't pick you on because we're on the desktop. But on TikTok, we could do that, but not on Instagram. I would have to do a special thing. But you were saying the Baltimore joint?
East Baltimore, bro. I think I got the footage. I think I got the footage. But she ran up. She ran outside with the gun. And there was people on the corner. And she shot a lady that had nothing to do with it and killed her.
Was they screaming like, yeah, something like that? I
I
saw
think,
footage. I don't know what
I
it
know
was.
it was East Baltimore though. It was East Baltimore, and it's crazy because when we was out there, we ain't see nobody.
Yeah, it was no bad energy. It was cool. He said she done, bro.
Yeah, she done. She killed the wrong person, and she killed somebody who had nothing to do with it. Like the lady fell, bro. She
fell into the street.
She was on the corner. Yeah, she fell. That was East Baltimore.
I didn't know where that was. I saw that.
That was East Baltimore, yo. And I'm like, that's another thing too. These kids, they pick up stuff and not realizing, listen, your life's done when you go to jail.
Yo, up north ain't it, y'all. If we got any youngins on right now, up north ain't it, bro.
Jail ain't it, period.
I know
bro.
your OG probably talking about, yo, I had the spot and I had the phone. Bro, having the phone ain't fun, bro.
You gotta fight for that phone,
it's
bro.
Not, like, you got a phone now. Keep that phone. Like,
in your pocket.
Yeah, keep that phone. It got internet on there.
Everything. You ain't gotta worry about nobody ripping your... Nothing, bro.
Like, he got the phone. Yo, I had the yard. The yard is the biggest some schoolyards. Like, that ain't what you want to have, man. You know what I'm saying?
At all, bro.
And I've been there. I've spun many yards. I've used many phones. I broke phones. I broke jaws. It ain't fun. It ain't cool. It ain't fly. It ain't none of that. Take it from me, man. Take it from me. It ain't none of that, man. So just keep your phone. Enjoy the beautiful people, women or male, whatever you into. Exercise that. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't fun. Shackle this. Get a nice gold bracelet. They got bracelets. They got them for you. And they tight, snug.
You know, it's just weird that people just do the most. They do the most, bro. Like, live your life, bro. Live your life, bro. Don't, cause you going to jail for the rest of your life, bro. And you got somebody telling you when to take a shower and do them things, and a lot of you kids don't even pay bills, bro. Wake up. Wake up, man. Go live your life. Go to school, man.
I'm gonna say the realest shit, bro. And anybody who been locked up, this is the realest shit. I don't care how super thug you are, how much bodies you got, how much you ever did. If you go on the visiting floor, bro, you letting the opportunity for a man to look up your ass.
Yeah.
I am telling you facts. Because after a visit, you got to get strip searched. And they going to tell you, bend over, hold your nuts, and cough. And if they want to be crazy, they'll say, do it again. I ain't see. So I hope your OG told you that part about up north while he had the phone, talking about he was on a visit every week, busting his cheeks open every week. And I know it sounds crazy, but I'm giving you the truth because sometimes when brother go up north, they make it look like a badge of honor. And salute to all the brothers who made it out of there. Because that is honorable to come out of there and get on this side.
And do something.
And do something. I'm one. I got on this side. Here, yeah. But I just want to say, it ain't fly, bro. It ain't fly.
And it ain't cool to be by yourself and not having nobody with you. And a lot of you, I don't even think you can live like that. Be by yourself and not knowing you can't call nobody for help. Because you by yourself.
By yourself, bro.
And if you ain't got no knuckles and you think that you that dude, there's 50 other dudes in there that's their dude and they want to play. They want to play.
There's some people with it has the time.
And that yard, it's not no yard. Trust me, that's not no yard, bro.
You get locked in the yard, bro. No early go back.
Ain't no go back on that one.
No early go back.
Hope you make it for the count.
Yard, son.
That count is, listen, man.
It's real, man. It's real, man. It's that environment, man. Again, it takes a certain level of heart to, I don't care how nice you fight, like I said, it takes a level of heart to maneuver through that. And it's not something, I don't think it's something you could teach. Like it ain't I can't sit here and teach somebody how to be. It's in you or not. It's in you or not, man. And you will find out. Because some people don't know they got it till they in the situation. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't think I was.
You went in as a young
prison. Like I never thought prison was my heart beating. My first. Yo, I was scared. Every jail movie I ever saw in my life. The day I got arrested, I played all that shit. American Me, Shawshank Redemption, every jail movie I could think about, Bad Boys, every jail movie I could think about came to mind. I was like, yo, when I was sitting in there, like, yo, I'm in here, bro. Next day, I'm knuckling up. And I'm not fighting one. I'm not fighting two. I fought like 5 people, bro.
And that's what they fail to realize, bro.
5 people, bro.
That's what these kids fail to realize. And the older dudes that do recruit them, they should be ashamed. That's what I don't understand. Back in the days, the older dudes, like, they wasn't playing with you, bro. This now is like, yo, go recruit that youngin over there. Let him do it. What you think that youngin gonna do when the police come?
He telling on you.
So then why you go do it?
Cause he's stupid too, bro. They all it's a mind frame. Like, that's why I keep saying this era. This era is like deprogramming like the codes that we had. You know what I mean? Like the codes and the principles, the culture, everything. I'm a seg. I don't want to segue, but even off the street, how we exist as people. I'm talking about religion, social construct, everything. They compromising every aspect, culture, everything. Everything's getting compromised. Everything's being compromised right now and altered, man, and nothing's sticking to its core. Everything's up for revamping, and people making it up as they go along.
Listen, man, they better wake up. All the stuff that with the gangs and all that, man. I don't even know if they watching TV, man. Son sending the niggas El Salvador. So if you're in a gang, you going to El Salvador with all the murderers.
And if you are, right,
like, fix your life, bro.
My thing with everybody, right? Whatever you doing, do it. If you believe, do it. Do whatever you want to do, bro. Whatever it is you want to do, right? Just be witty about it. Like, I see a lot of people confused about how they playing the game.
It's no games, bro. These they got the game all twisted, bro. It's not a game no more. Like, it's no more fun in games. When you hurting people and doing stuff that you realizing that you're gonna spend the rest of your life, and there's no role model to help these kids, anybody, their life is done, bro. They realize when that cell closed and they up north and they never see daylight. Only daylight you see is in the yard. And you got to go back in the cell or wherever you rest at.
It ain't fun.
It's not fun, bro. And I don't understand how people just they keep glorifying it.
Mail call is torturous. Trust me. Every day is mail call.
People forget about you when you're in there.
You waiting for your number. You waiting for your cell number. Or if you in certain jails where they mention your DIN number, but you waiting for your number. And you know you sell 7. And they go from 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. You're like, damn, I gotta wait 24 hours again for like it ain't fun, man. It ain't fun, bro. It ain't. I'm sharing. I've been there. I'm sharing.
Where this is all they see. I understand that, but there's always got to be people.
And not just kids. That's what's throwing me off. Kids will make the mistake. I was a kid. I was 15 when I went to prison. I was 15, sentenced to life. I made some fucked up decisions, right? And kids are gonna make fucked up decisions. But what I'm seeing now is them fucked up decisions is blending in with people older than me.
Cause they don't want to do it.
The generation, like the era, the margin for mistakes is bleeding into 40, 50-year-olds, bro, acting like I acted when I was 15. I'm looking at people older than me like, bro, you moving like kids when I was young, bro.
That's sad, bro.
That's what's throwing me off. So, yeah, these kids are seeing where they coming from, and they looking at some of these OGs, or who are supposed to be an OG, making these moves. But this era, and that's why I keep saying this era, son, something's up with this era.
It's the guys who, listen, man, it's the guys, not this, it gotta be the guys who was nobody, that want to be somebody, that all they could do is just torture the little kids, bro. Because remember, back in the days, they wasn't having that, bro. You really had to be somebody. And dudes that was somebody, they was sending you home. They not gonna play with you. They telling kids, yo, go shoot that. Go do this. Yo, bro, spin the block. Do you know how to spell spin the block? Go to school. Man, back in the days, they send you to school. If you wasn't on the block, you gotta go home.
Yeah, you gotta go home.
These dudes don't tell these kids the right things. And if you 50, 60 years old, you got a problem telling a youngin', yo, go do that.
Yeah.
Because you ain't gonna do it. You scared.
You wildin'.
If you that tough, you go do it, bro. These kids don't have the guidance. There's no guidance, bro.
I couldn't dare ask a kid, bro. I couldn't. Man. They don't have no guidance. They don't.
At all, bro.
They don't.
And a lot of kids, that's all kids need, is a little help with guidance.
And I would say they have the guidance that is there is being outshadowed. They're in the back of the crowd, while those that are not guiding are in the front. Because we out here. There's a lot of us out here, but the misguidance is more prevalent, and it targets them quicker because it's in the human flesh. It's on TV. It's on social media.
Mm-hmm.
It's in their classroom. You know what I'm saying? It's on it. So they got more of the influence, the chatter, the noise hitting them more, and we and those in the back that's like, yo, don't do it, don't do it. They can't hear us. Don't do it, because we got to compete against all that, man. It's tough, bro.
You know, I see kids 15, 16. Like going to jail. Like look at the youngin that shot the cop in New Jersey, 14 years old, bro.
He gonna have a rough.
Like what was you thinking, bro?
He gonna have
like what was you even thinking of? Like I don't know, bro. These kids, they lost, man. They lost. They are lost, bro. And to me, I don't think they have like a father figure, a role model, something. And us that they say that we leave faster than everything. A lot of fathers need to be in their child's life, bro. No matter what the circumstances is, try.
Not only fathers
and mothers too. Everything,
not just mothers,
just family in general.
Not just family in general. Mindful, because it could be the father perpetuating like
a cycle.
Like, yeah, we gotta have that mind frame of adding value and not creating liabilities to their value. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's happening a lot with this generation. Their value is liability to themselves and others rather than being a gain. You know what I mean? And that's one of the biggest issue with that community. And you know, even community, you know what I mean? Like Town Elite just said, even that, what community is, because we have a community of our youth in a community that's perpetuating something that they don't need to be around. And we have these subsidiary community bases where kids are being drawn to, not only kids, people, adults too, being drawn to. And those things got to be targeted different. They got to be challenged different and offer different aspects and stuff, man. But it's scary. There was a time where I was talking to a few people and something came up, and he was talking about he was the biggest drug dealer back in the 80s, right? And dude was like, "It's your fault." He said, "This is the repercussions of the generations of us selling drugs. This is the effect to our people." He was like, "Yeah, it was fly for the rich porters. It was fly for the fat cats. It was fly. And now we getting the energy, the cause and effect of what we perpetuated." And I said to him, well, then there was a cause that caused the fat cats. And the cause continues. We could keep going back to the cause. We got to take action now.
Yeah, but the problem is the people that are taking action, they getting knocked off. They trying. They're trying. There's no there's nothing that's something got to give here. Like these kids, it's not even the kids. It's the older people too that are doing this to the kids, that are not guiding them the right way. They're not putting them in a spot where they need to be successful in life.
Yeah, TikTok is banging us left and right today.
It's ridiculous of what these kids want to trend to, and even with the music, bro. Like that, I'm not saying it gotta stop, but that's that.
It's
It's hurting everything, bro.
it is.
It's hurting everything. And when like I always say, if my 13-year-old son know that song is corny, bro. That song is corny. And we be riding and he be telling me stuff and I be like, yo, that song is corny, bro.
So say, yo, if he know it, it's corny.
If he know it, we got a problem. And like I said, them guys you named, they wasn't letting they little youngins go on the block and hustle nothing.
No.
So that's the difference. Now you got dudes like you say, they our age. Yo, go do that. Yo, if you do that, I got you. Nah, it don't work like that, bro.
It don't.
It don't work like that, bro.
I remember growing up seeing the dudes on the block, and you know what they doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what they doing, but when they saw us coming, it got simmered. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They wasn't making a sell. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't blowing it down in front of you. Especially if it was school hours and stuff like that. Parents, they did what they did, but they still carried a certain type of code or respect. I'm gonna say the honor amongst thieves type of energy, and that has diminished.
And that you say that somebody said your community is the one that terrorized these kids too, giving them vapes, 12-year-old, 13-year-olds with vapes. How they getting them? Who's buying it for them? You vaping
Who's selling it to them?
Yeah, who's selling it to them too? Like it's all around, bro. It's all around. Oh, the schools are no good. No, you didn't even go to school today. You ain't even try to go to school.
It's a real scary time, man. And then we got social media. You know what I'm saying? Then we got social media grooming.
It's disgusting, bro.
Grooming our youngins. We got social media grooming our youngins, sidetracking them, distracting them, distracting some of us. And I just want to say to kids, some of us get distracted, and it happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's how long you stay distracted, and if you're not knowledgeable of how much is distracting. I can respect somebody saying, "Yo, bro, I spend too much time on this." That tells me you still alert. If somebody can't acknowledge that joint, then it becomes a problem, and we got a lot of problems amongst us.
Too much.
A lot, and then those problems get painted as good things.
And there's nothing
you know
good.
What I'm saying? Like the streets got presented like being in the street was a good thing. Growing up, being in the street was a bad. It wasn't a thing that we did it because we needed the money. We did it because these kids ain't even hustling.
They don't even know what hustling is.
They're not even doing nothing.
They stealing sneakers. They beating each other up for sneakers, bro. Remember back in the days, your sneakers get taken in the pool. When you put it in the locker, they break the locker.
They doing it. They doing crime for likes. Like, subscribe, hit the comment, hit the bell
TikTok,
button.
talk about we spun the block and beat the kid up
on live. Talking about you at? I'm gonna shoot you right now.
Yeah, they dumb, bro. For that, just put your whole name, your address, cause they coming. Damn. They coming, bro. They better wake up, bro. People better wake up, man. Wake up, man. Cause the dude that's sitting in this office now, you'll see. And I don't even care about him, cause he gonna make it worse for everybody. So
yeah,
people like I always tell y'all, put that seatbelt on tight, bro. Put it on tight, bro.
Put that seatbelt on tight.
When you get in the car, make sure that seatbelt don't yank you back. Just stay there, bro. It's gonna get nasty out here, bro. Telling you, man. A lot of y'all kids better wake up, man. Go to school, fix your life, man. Don't worry about the system, who's calling you. Listen, you don't want to be in that predicament, bro.
Nah, bro. You don't.
The programs, there is no program. You rarely got a program that to help the people.
You could do push-ups, dips. You could do the whole around the world right now. You ain't got to wait till you in the yard, bro. You don't. And program run is not fun. Working 5 cents an hour is not fun. None of that, bro.
And you really working for 5 cents, bro.
He said all part of the plan, and that is correct.
It is.
That was part of the plan.
And that plan is toe up, bro. All part of that plan is to fail, bro.
It is. There is a design. There is a design, and understanding that, understanding there's a plan is a very key, because there's a lot of people who, like I always say, are wandering, and they wander into it and they don't know that there's a lot of elements, there's a lot of agendas, a lot of things that guide things into the direction, and and in some shape or form, we all get affected by it, fall into it. But if we stay a wits, man, we gotta stay on it. We gotta stay, like say they stay on your square, bro. Be on your dean. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta stay on it and feed that to someone. Feed that to someone. I always tell somebody, one person, you see a youngin', feed him, bro. Give him some jewels, give him some knowledge, help groom him, help get him to be not a liability to himself.
A lot of these, and that's another thing. A lot of these youngins don't listen, bro. They don't. They don't listen at all, bro.
They don't.
They listen when the time is too late.
And there's a lot that might not listen the first time, but the second time they do. I got an all girls class right now on Wednesdays. I do engineering podcasts, all girl class. They all act the same. They all got their edges done up. They come into class, chewing mad gum. All their legs is doing this, right? All of them. And for like 2-3 months, maybe 4 months, every day I come in like, hey, what we doing today? 1 or 2 will be like, I'll engineer and do the podcast. And they don't want to hear you. And there was one individual, I don't want to say their name, but one individual was like, yo, you wasting too much energy trying to just have the class, get your bread, have the class, and let them be on their phone. And I'm like, no, I'm going to stay on them. And every day I come in, I'm like, yo, this is what we doing, y'all? What's up? Finally, I get one on the podcast. I'm like, yo, you going to be the host. I ain't doing it. You going to be the host. And she do the host. And here, I got a video right now of her talking about how important it was for me to keep on her because it showed her that I really cared. She runs my engineering, the podcast. She's the host. She got other people involved now. So now it's be going there. They setting it up. They taking the sign-in sheets. Mr. Spud. Mr. Spud, I got it. And sometimes that's what it takes for our youngins. Like, it takes that little push. There's going to be a few that we can't reach. You know what I'm saying? And there's going to be a few that we just got to nudge a little bit. And there's going to be some that come around fast. But just as much as I want them to push, just as much as I'm going to keep us all together in this. As much as we want them to accelerate, sometimes we got to invest that same amount of energy to try a little harder, to make them try harder. And it works, man. It works.
Right? You have to, that's one thing. The kids are dope, man. The kids are dope, and I always say, man, we was kids as ourselves, as when we was younger, and we didn't have the stuff that they have now. And I think if we had it, I think we were all like.
But also, I would say we gauge it from a different place. Like, they don't know what they got because they don't know to live without it. You know what I'm saying? My kids, I pull up a laptop and I'm showing something just with reflex. They like this on the screen. I'm like, it ain't touchscreen, because that's what they know. They know that. You know what I'm saying? So we come from a different era. We got a different insight of the advantages because we know what it is not to have the world at the palm of our hand.
Yeah.
When they know that, so there's no difference to them. There's nothing special to a phone with internet.
Even like when they say
unlimited internet.
When I hear kids say, "Oh, I'm stressed out." You what? You don't pay bills. The things that these kids say is ridiculous, bro.
Society has implemented that. They implemented the concept of anxiety and stress into our youngins, and forgetting that that's development. Like a kid not being indecisive of what he wants to do. They quick to give it a medical term, like, oh, this person got ADD or he got this, and they push this in our kids, and now our kids are regurgitating these things that they hear, like, yo, I'm stressed. You ain't stressed. You just going through a moment of development. You trying to figure out how you're gonna go. It's okay. It's okay to be indecisive. It's okay to be like, damn, I feel weird about this, or I even hurt. My friend said this about me and it's hurt. It's okay. it's okay. That's part of the development. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
it's just it's wild. Like kids come home and tell you like certain things, and you be like, "What you just said?" And you look at them. You gotta look at them twice. Like, yo, you all right? Oh, they told me this in school. Who told you that? And the person that's telling your kid this is, say, if your kid is 17, the person that's telling your kid this is 19. They just got hired in the school. They have no idea what they talking about. They diagnosed your kid with something.
They so quick. They so quick. Solo Benjamin said, "We glorify self-destruction. We have to meet people where they are in a way that's acceptable, and give game. I give game in my music on these issues, problems with positivity. No matter how good, mostly don't get promoted. That's true. We do got to meet people where they are, right? And sometimes you don't have to meet a person where they are. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Like, a lot of times we even on the outside we force directions. And it's not. It's sometimes we gotta meet people where we are. That's where we go wrong sometimes. Because we start meeting people where they are, minimizing the goal point. I don't meet people where they are. I don't. My technique is, I'm here and I want you to come here.
Yeah.
I want you to come here. Now, I get the phrase and the concept of meeting them where they are. Like, if they're on the bottom, don't look at them like, oh, I'm gonna look away and all that. I don't look at nobody that way. But my whole thing is like, yo, you in the street? I ain't in the street no more. Come up here. Come up here. Come up here. Cause again, not to take from what Ben, I completely know what you're saying. I'm just using a metaphoric term on how I approach it. But that's dope that you use game and positivity in your music. It's most definitely needed. I know it's really hard because, like you said, that type of music does not get promoted, but there is a demographic for it. In my after school program, the kids only do drill. But guess what? You can't spend the block in my class. So you got to talk about school, homework.
Yeah, but you out one out of a million.
And they ain't there talking about, my classroom's boring. And they ain't there talking their life. And I was like, yo, I'm meeting the music to what they feel. And I'm telling them, apply what you like to your true to life, bro. Don't mimic so-and-so who's talking on that. You talking about, yo, an AK? I was like, yo, an AK bigger than you. I said, what is an AK? I said, draw it. Draw it right now. Stop class. Draw it. Right now, I don't know what it looked like. And you reciting it? You reciting it? Yo, peace, Booker O. You know what I'm saying? But I make them, they still do the drill energy. But yo, your content, man, I got them talking about homework. There's one kid who liked to eat. He did a whole joint about eating. I got the video. He talking about eating, and the class is laughing and they loving it. They doing it. They doing all that, and I'm cheering them on because now we still appreciating what you like.
Yeah.
But we giving it a different context, bro. You know what I'm saying? We giving them a different context, bro. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about, man. I remember growing up in the 90s. When the older heads was looking at me for listening to Onyx.
Throw your guns in there?
Listening to MOP, like, what's that?
Yo, I used to rap.
Yeah. What's that? They talking about, yo, what's that? What kind of music is that? That ain't hip hop. That's terrible. And I remember how disconnected I felt for the love of music when everybody was down. And yeah, throw your guns in the air. That was not the best thing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? How about some hardcore? You know what I'm saying? Block. They was shooting. It was a phase. But I remember when the oldest didn't really speak with me and actually let me create in that space. They were just shunning me, and what that did, that caused a separation. And we doing that with our generation. We doing that with, especially these drill rappers. We doing that with that generation. We don't want them to do that, but we keeping them on an island. We keep them on an island. They just gonna keep doing it. They just gonna keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? So instead of them just keep doing it, I'm showing them the love of hip hop and how to create. Add what they doing, but giving it a little twist. Give it a little twist because that's what they did with me when I was a kid. Just diss me about who I like. Yo, that ain't. I remember when KRS-One said that, and I was a KRS-One fan. Like I loved hip hop to the core, and I remember him saying like that ain't hip hop. None of that's hip hop. I was offended. Like he said I wasn't hip hop, and I'm like, man, forget these old heads, forget these rappers, man.
That's what we are.
I don't listen to him, and of course he had a point, but his separation to the culture. Alienating me, and he didn't even directly alienate me. He just alienated what I like. I personalized it, and it was a separation. It was a separation, and I got that through the '90s, listening to the type of music I listened to when the rappers before them was issued. So I get these youngins like when I'm in class with them, and I get them. So I used to be like, yo, drill again. I stopped doing that, and I'd be like, yo, give me some, flex it out. Tell me something else, man.
They don't know nothing else.
You know what I'm saying? Tell me something else. You know what I mean? Or I even one kid was in there and he's talking about why old drill rappers be like, yo, they smoking on a boomer pack, right? So he in there talking about he's smoking on this pack, and he's like, he named the set. I'm not gonna say the name of the set, but he named the set, and I'm just gonna say he said AB, right? Yo, I'm an AB killer. I'm an AB killer. ABK. He's saying it through the whole song. So when he come out the booth, I stop the music. I get up in front of the whole class. And I'm like, what you say? I say, yo, I'm AB. I'm big AB. What you just said in there? Now the whole class quiet. I said, no, say it to my face. What you said in there? What you said in there? And I'm beefing with him. And I'm beefing with him heavy. And the whole class is quiet. And I was like, look, bro. You in there talking something you don't know. I said, I ain't none of that. But somebody is, and someone would feel like I'm feeling right now to something that you ain't associated with, but you're going to have to defend it. I was like, yo, why y'all talking about stuff you're not a part of, bro? Like, and the class, they got it. They got it. You know what I mean?
They just need a little push, man. Little push. That's all it takes with these kids, bro. Trust me.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids are very talented, man. Very talented.
Extremely talented.
They just need a little push and people to guide them in the right way, man. Because a lot of people, maybe their moms or their dad is not around, or just the people around them. They might need somebody to talk to. You never know.
And they still finding out who they are, man.
Yeah, they young,
They're
bro.
kids, man.
They young. Even if they 17, going to be, they still young.
Bro, it takes until you're about 22
to realize
for your brain matter to really develop the pros and cons, the cause and effects of your own action. And how I know this, one of the doctors who specializes in brain matter spoke in court on my case, on the stand. He spoke in court, and I still got the documentations. Of course, then as he was speaking, and he was right, because as he was speaking, I wasn't even getting it. But as years went, realizing like they're still kids, they still developing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And boys, I think we 10 years behind. We 10 years behind.
It's a little later.
It's 10 years behind. The young later. Ladies, they know a little faster, but they still need a little bit more maturity.
Yeah.
But
even with maturity takes a responsibility. Like even as a kid, I thought I was mature, so I would handle myself in ways. But just because I handled myself with a maturity, I truly didn't understand the responsibility of it. So I'm moving mature, but there's still a blank. There's still a space missing from my maturity because of my youthfulness. Regardless of how much I was mature, I still had to understand that, and I didn't have that responsibility to myself.
Man, I didn't know what a responsibility was until I left the crib, yo. Once I left the crib and knew that I had to start manning up, and because when you home with your moms and dad, things are different. You think you grown.
Yeah.
You ain't easy. Grown. It's very easy.
It's easy to be grown at home.
Yeah, you're very easy. You got food cooked.
The food,
maybe your clothes washed. You ain't got to pay. Yeah, all that's there.
It's easy.
Wait till you leave. When you leave,
it's easy to maintain your room.
Yeah, that's right. And you can't even. A lot of people can't even do that. A lot of people can't even maintain the room neither.
It's easy to have have home keys,
Yeah.
front door keys.
Yep. Where you open the door and the door's not locked
You
with
know what I'm
with a
saying?
number with a letter on it or nothing.
It's easy. It's
Yeah.
easy. It's
Listen,
easy.
they know. These kids got a real good life, man. Keep living your life. Just remember, you're a kid. Just keep being a kid. Don't grow up faster than you think you is. Cause it's still gonna be another year, and you gotta figure it out. Figure it out.
Yeah, enjoy it. I know it sounds so cliche, and there's probably not a lot of youth on right now, but I hope they enjoy their youthfulness, man. Don't speed up the process. Enjoy the process. Take the process. You can't skip these steps, because if you skip too many of these steps, you will trip.
Man,
And hopefully, it's not an up north trip.
I wish
But
I
you will
wish
trip.
I never said those things to my moms. I can't wait till I be a grown man. What? The fuck? What? Listen, I will pay my mom's bills like 50 times, bro.
So I said,
You know,
what?
when you listen, you be like, yo, I don't believe I just got myself into this one. And it ain't no turning back when they get you out. You out for real.
You out.
You
Figure
out.
it out.
You ain't coming back.
Figure it out.
Your little bed you had, that little twin bed with the nice Superman sheets and all that when you 18, that's out the window. That's like a storage room with books on it now.
Yeah.
You know, you'd be like, Mom, I can sleep over, there ain't no room.
There ain't no room.
There's a whole bed in there. There's no room. No room.
I'm sorry.
And that's sad when you got to deal with that one.
Enjoy it, man. Enjoy your youthfulness, man. Don't speed the process. The process is coming.
No, just wait, man. Just
Process
wait.
is coming.
Go to school, whatever you think you mad from, you could get over that tomorrow. You ain't paying no bills, you ain't backed up on bills, your phone still work because you ain't paying for that. And the clothes is washed, so just go be
that.
yourself, man.
Enjoy
Be
that.
yourself, kids.
And adults, don't get lost in the social media lifestyle.
Get off of there.
Don't get lost. Enjoy it, but don't get lost, because it's so easy to be the noise. So easy to be noise. I see people basing relationships off that and carry. Don't do it. How do you say Instagram is a lie?
Straight.
Social media it's a highlight reel.
It's like you say, WWE.
WWE
It's coming out next.
It's don't get caught up in the battle royal. Don't get caught up in the battle royal, man. Enjoy it. It's fun. It's humorous. It's cool and all, but don't get caught. Don't get caught.
Please don't. Especially not the ones that's recording this now and telling you they coming for you.
Yeah.
You don't want them to knock on your door.
They come.
They really coming. And they coming not forcefully. They just coming.
They coming.
They gonna get you one way or another.
So be careful out there, y'all. Be careful out there.
Don't spend no block on this one.
Yeah. Please don't. Please don't.
No.
I want to send a big shout out to everybody on Instagram who was showing us love. Shout out to everybody on TikTok who was showing us love in the comments. We really appreciate your energy joining us on these Sundays. Again, where we bring living room conversation right to your door, and we open up the floor for dialogue and different topics, man. So shout out to y'all. I hope there was something that was said that sparked some type of thought, some type of action, something you could take on your journey and share. But we always welcome, topics, ideas, and of course the energy. So shout out to everybody on. Little Mama just jumped on. Shout out to 126, 126. But it was a great Sunday.
Very good Sunday, man. It's always a good Sunday to get, talk.
Yeah.
It's a great Sundays, man.
Old head always used to tell me, it's always a great day when you are able to breathe.
That's right. To wake up.
He said there's no bad days in those days of fresh air. So enjoy your breath. Appreciate the moments, y'all. Don't get caught up in social media. Try to help a youngin' if you got the time. And what you say? What you said? Buckle up.
Buckle up.
Buckle up, y'all.
Buckle up.
Buckle up.
Because this is going to be a long 4 years, man. Just buckle up.
Buckle up.
This ride. This going to be a real, real bumpy ride, yo. A lot of potholes.
Be ready.
A lot of sinkholes, too. I know you see them on TV. A lot of sinkholes. They're going to be bigger than that one, bro.
Be careful on your journey, y'all.
Yes.
I'm Small Brooklyn.
I'm Nate.
This is Dungeon Talk. See y'all next Sunday. Between 7:30,
7:45. 7:45, you know.
Give or take. This is impromptu, so we never practice. But shout out to everybody jumping on. Shout out to TikTok. Much love to y'all, man. Y'all be safe. Instagram. We holler, man. Y'all be good.